my name's Shell. Welcome to my channel. Warm welcome anybody who's watching for the first time, and also thank you so much for all my friends that come back every week and help support me on my journey. I've been documenting my weight loss journey on this channel since the beginning of last year, January last year, where I started out at 13 stone 8, which is 190 pounds. I think it was a bit more than that to start with, but I didn't start actually weighing until the 4th of January, so I probably was a bit more than that. But that's what I put down as my official start weight. And at the minute I'm using intermittent fasting, hopefully to lose weight, but mostly to get control of a binge eating problem that I've had for decades. And it's working really, really well. I'd like to say I'm really sorry I didn't get a video out last Saturday. When we got up Saturday morning, Andy went to turn his computer on and it was just dead. There was nothing at all. He tried everything, all the things that he's got to help bring them back to life and rollbacks and whatnot. Nothing worked. It had just gone to the big hard drive graveyard in the sky. So he had to buy a new one, and of course that took time. With it being Easter weekend, he had to find one, buy it, have it delivered, set it up. So there was just no way I could do a video last Saturday. But it was a lovely Easter weekend. I hope everybody else had a lovely time over Easter. I certainly did. I've reached that sort of weight now where I'm very happy with what I weigh. Last week, well not last week, but a fortnight ago I weighed in at 9 stone 5 and a half. I can't get used to being in the 9 stones. 9 stone 5 and a half, and I'm feeling quite, I'm not feeling overweight anymore, although I still am overweight. My BMI, I still need to lose about half a stone to get into the healthy BMI, because I'm only just under 5 foot tall. So I've still got a way to go, but I've reached that stage now where I'm quite happy with what I am. And I don't really want to make a big push to lose weight. I want to just maintain and gradually lose because I am happy the way I am. And I'm not in a rush to lose, so I'm just trying to let it come off gradually. However, this week being Easter, I have had a gain. I've definitely had a gain this week. But I'll tell you about that later. Firstly, a couple of new things that we've had this week. I'm not sure if I've shown you this tortilla. It's a Spanish tortilla before. You can buy it in Tesco's, and I think you get it in Asda as well, and possibly Sainsbury's. I'm not sure about Sainsbury's. And it is really, really nice. We've had it before, but I don't think I showed it. It's a bit of an alternative to having chips or baked potatoes. It's a sort of, well, it's supposed to be, because a Spanish tortilla is like an egg omelette, a potato eggy omelette type thing. So what they've done here is to make it vegan, they've got the potatoes and they've made like a chickpea batter. And it's really, really filling. I did look it up. It's about 380 calories for half. So it is quite a substantial amount of calories, but it's so filling. It's really, really nice. And you know, this is the meal that we made using it. As you can see, we've got half on the plate, and it was really tasty. I highly recommend it. It's very moist inside. And for pudding, on the same evening, we had, we tried these new Alpro. They're like a pudding where you've got the chocolate sort of mousse underneath, and then it's supposed to be like a vegan cream on the top. But we weren't very impressed because the chocolate bit was only a tiny little slither in the bottom, and the top part was all the cream, and the cream was a bit greasy. I think they tried to make it taste creamy, but there was far too much of the top stuff and not enough of the chocolate bit at the bottom. So I don't think we'd buy those again. And the other new thing we had, which I got this week, I don't know if anybody listens to the Radio 4 food programme. I think it's on a Sunday, although you can get it as a podcast. And a couple of weeks ago they did a 2-week special on beans. And the lady that hosts the radio programme, Sheila Dillon, she'd bought a jar, or been given a jar I bet, of chickpeas in a jar, and when she was eating them, she was so blown away by the quality that she went on a mission to find out why they tasted so good. And the answer was basically because they buy the beans from Spain, which are specially delicious beans, and they don't have as tough skins on, because when you cook beans to go in a tin, they have to be cooked at a higher temperature to make to go in the tin to make them sterile. So they have to be cooked at a high temperature, which means they have to use beans that have got a particularly thick skin so that they don't all break down under the cooking process. But what they do with these beans, they're very, very soft, they've got very soft skins, and so they need to be cooked at a much lower temperature. And to do that, they have to be cooked pretty much all day, and they have to be soaked for a long time, which all makes them very much more expensive. But she gave the name of the company where she bought the beans from, and I thought, right, I'm going to try those because I love beans, and it's one thing that I will spend a lot of money on to get a good bean. And the company's called the Bold Bean Company, and they've got a website, you can go and order from there. And I ordered these. Oh God, they're so heavy, unbelievably heavy. I opened them up. I got 2 boxes of these. So they come in this nice packaging, and as you can see, I think they're 600 gram jars. They're quite big jars, really heavy, with a good quality glass. I think that's one, and the other one I don't know whether this is the butter beans or the chickpeas, but one's butter beans and one's chickpeas, and they are gorgeous. They're really, really nice. I bought 12 jars. I got six jars of their organic ones and 6 jars of what they call Queen variety. I can't get it shut now. Go on, go back in. Oh God, I give up. Right, there you go. And they are. I wonder what they weigh. Right, let's see what they weigh. Hang on.
Hello.
Wait the scales up. Out of interest, because
It's ready.
you can hardly pick them up. Right. Go on then, what do you weigh?
1 stone, 0.8 pounds.
1 stone, 0 pounds. It's nearly 1 stone 1. Do you know what I'm thinking now? 4 of these are the amount of weight that I have lost, and they are so heavy. And I used to carry around 4 of these all day. I can't believe that. Anyway, there they are, and if you ever want to taste the best beans that you've ever had in your entire life, I highly recommend buying those. It was £50 for the 12 jars, and since then they've sent me a voucher to get 15% off the next order. So I think I will do that. And after that, I'm going to try and buy the dried beans from the same place where this lady buys them from and cook them myself, which I'll be able to do at a fraction of the price. And well, it depends if they turn out as good, but the chickpeas made the most amazing meal. I made a curry from them. I had a jar of Wagamama curry sauce, which is another thing I hadn't tried before, but I haven't got the jar here to show you. And oh, the chickpeas, they're the biggest, plumpest, juiciest chickpeas you've ever tasted in your life. I've never tasted anything like them, and I normally buy expensive tins of beans, and even they were better than any of those, but the curry we made was really nice. And we got 5 meals out of one of those jars, so it doesn't turn out to be so bad. I think we worked it out about 70p a portion, which I think is pretty good for a meal. But it depends. I mean, when times are short, you haven't got the money to spend on luxuries. But there again, you see, we don't really drink, we don't smoke, we don't go out for meals, we don't get takeaways, we don't go on holiday, we haven't got a car. You know, I think something like these, a luxury item, I am prepared to spend some money on as a treat for myself. I think that's all the new things we had this week. There are a couple of other things, but I'll show you those next week. Easter this year was so different from normal. My normal Easter starts about 2 weeks before Easter, and the chocolate comes into the house, and then I'll eat it and replace it, and then I'll eat that, and then we'll get some more, and by the time Easter's come, I've usually had so much chocolate and put so much weight on that I just think, oh well, I might as well just go all out over Easter weekend and start again. And also hot cross buns. I love hot cross buns. I usually get through at least half a pallet full of hot cross buns. You can get vegan ones now. I think usually the only thing that's not vegan about a hot cross bun is the cross on the top that's made from pastry. And these days you can buy quite a few makes that are suitable. But I often just buy tea cakes. I mean, there's not that much difference. And I usually get through so many of them, and with the toppings on, and Easter is always a disaster for me. But this year we did have the chocolate in, and little tiny bits of it were eaten. From the Saturday when I last did a video, I had a long window on the Saturday night. I don't think I had anything that special really. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday I just had the one meal a day. And Saturday, which was Easter Saturday, I had a long window, and I had quite a few goodies with it being Easter Saturday. We had lots of extra chocolate goodies on my long evening window. And then Sunday we had, I just had an hour's window, but it was a very, very high calorie, heavy Easter meal. So although I kept within the hour, it was a very calorific meal. And we did have pudding. I think we had cake, chocolate cake for dessert, and a lovely big meal. And then Monday, Easter Monday, was finishing up a few of the extra leftover bits. So although I stuck to my hour's window, it was still a bit more calorific. So Saturday night was the film night, and then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday was still just the one meal, which I stuck to. There was one time last week where I was washing raspberries to have for tea in the afternoon, and I did eat half a dozen. It didn't seem to make any difference, but that was the only thing I ate outside my window last week. But because of it was a heavy Easter weekend, I have had a gain, which I don't mind. As I say, I'm quite happy with the weight I'm at now, so I'm happy to fluctuate up a pound or two for special occasions and then right back on it, and hopefully just gradually, bit by bit, chip away. I'd like to lose another 20 pounds if possible, but I'm quite happy if that doesn't happen, till this time next year. Right, I seem to have waffled on today, so we'll get to the weigh-in. Last week,
Hello.
I say I weighed at 9 stone 5.5.
It's ready.
And see what the Easter gain has brought.
9 stone, 7.2 pounds.
7.2, so I'll round that down to 9.7. So £1.5 gain. I'm so pleased with that. I can't tell you how many Easters I've come back after the Easter weekend and I've put on 7, 8, 9 pounds and been so disappointed. But in actual fact, the hot cross buns I bought at least a month ago, and they're still in the freezer. I haven't actually touched them yet, because when you're only having one meal a day, it's quite hard to fit a tea cake in. I'm not having supper to have one. I'm not having breakfast or dinner, whereas when I'd normally eat them, so they've sort of stayed there. I'll have to try and get to them next week. But just to have a £1.5 gain, which I think is a normal amount to gain over Easter. As a normal eating person, I would expect that to happen with Easter eggs and chocolate, and then to lose it again. So I'm absolutely over the moon. It's one of the first Easters that I haven't had to worry about binging, and it's all down to the intermittent fasting. I can't praise it highly enough. It's a lovely diet to be on, because you can still have so many treats and so many nice meals. Tonight is my long window again. I'm not sure what we're having tonight. We've got some dirty fries from Sainsbury's. I've only ever had them from Asda before, but tonight we've got them from Sainsbury's. So I'll show you those on next week's video. And also, I think we've got some chocolate cake. Oh, and we've got cocktails. I've got a tin of those tinned cocktails where you shake them up and it's got like a valve in the bottom that makes it all creamy, so we've got cocktails to have later. Tomorrow night we're having new potatoes. I've got the first Jersey Royals of the year, but they're very small, really tiny. They're almost, I've never seen such small potatoes, but I suppose they'll cook in half the time, so we've got those for tomorrow with coleslaw, and I'm not sure what we're going to have with it yet, but anyway, I'll show you some of those meals next week. And I hope everybody else had a lovely Easter. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and spent time with your family, or went out and about, or maybe managed to get away for a few days this year. And I'll look forward to watching everybody's videos. Please let me know how you've got on in the comments below. Everyone seems to be doing really well at the minute. It must be with summer coming. We're all feeling enthused. I know I am. And I hopefully see you next week. I'd like to get that £1.5 off if possible next week. I'm sure some of it will come off, if not all of it. But till then, take care, have a lovely week everybody, and look after yourselves. I'll see you soon. Bye.